You want the best for your car? You already watch our tutorials.
So the best place for the best deal is to buy from the Mr. Auto app. Easy, fast, and with better prices than on the website.
You will find the SNR driveshaft used in the video by clicking on the link in the description. Turn your engine off and set the parking brake. With the wheel on the ground, using a D-handle wrench and a 30mm socket, unscrew the transmission nut by a few threads. In order to change the driveshaft on your vehicle, you will have to raise the front of the car and take off the wheels. Loosen the stud bolts on the front wheels. Raise the front of the vehicle and put it in the 2-axle stands. We do strongly suggest watching the tutorial, safely lifting your vehicle before carrying out this step. You will then be able to take off the wheels. Don't forget to put them under the vehicle. Finish unscrewing the lug nut from the transmission. When you change the driveshaft on your vehicle, it is necessary to drain the gearbox beforehand so as not to spill oil everywhere when removing the driveshaft. We therefore advise you to watch our video, Draining the Clio 4 1.2 16-valve gearbox. In order to completely remove the driveshaft from the hub, it is necessary to remove certain elements. Using a ratchet and a 10mm socket, unscrew the bracket holding the brake and ABS center hoses in place. Then remove the hoses. Brush the 2 screws of the shock absorber base and spray them with lubricant. Using a socket wrench and an 18mm socket, unscrew the 2 screws on the base of the shock absorber. Then remove them. Disconnect the shock absorber base from the stub axle. You also need to remove the outer tie rod. Now, using a socket wrench and a 16mm socket, release the holding bolt on the tie rod. You can now remove the driveshaft from the stub axle. In some cases, the driveshaft may be stuck in the wheel hub. If this is the case, we advise you to use the class OH0569 tool, which allows you to easily release the driveshaft from the wheel hub. Then place the set on a raised element so as not to strain the elements. It is necessary at this point to disconnect the driveshaft from the gearbox. To do this, you have to pull very hard on the assembly to unclip the transmission. This might take some time. We advise you not to leave it between the gearbox and the transmission, as this may damage the gearbox housing. You can also use a class OM8021 tool, which together with an inertia hammer, allows you to easily unclip the transmission.
All parts used in this tutorial are supplied by our trusted partners. These partners also help us create as many video tutorials as possible. Check them out in the description below.
You will find the SNR transmission used in the video by clicking on the link in the description. Unscrew the new lug nut at the end of the transmission. Have the new driveshaft ready. Push the driveshaft in place on the gearbox side. To check that the driveshaft is correctly fitted, pull on the driveshaft. It mustn't come loose from the gearbox. Then reinsert it into the wheel hub. Once in place, at the same time, thread the stub axle into the base of the shock absorber. Then put the screws back in place to hold it all together. Screw the screws at the base of the shock absorber back in. Finish tightening using a torque wrench. Put the hose bracket back in place. Then screw it back on. Reclip the ABS center hose onto the bracket. Now you have to put the outer tie rod back into the stub axle. To do this, we recommend watching the video changing the outer tie rod on your Clio 4. Screw the new lug nut at the end of the transmission in until it touches. Tighten the 3 nuts with a torque wrench. It is necessary at this point to pour oil back into the gearbox. To do this, we recommend watching our video, How to Drain the Gearbox on a Clio 4 1.2 16-valve. Put the crankcase back in. Put the mudguard back on. You can then put the wheel back in place and lower your car to the ground, not forgetting to fully fix the wheel in place. Operation completed.
Hi, it's Theo from UseTool. I hope this video has helped you a lot in your car maintenance. We would be super grateful if you could spread the word so that we can produce even more tutorials. Simply give us a like, a comment, and hit that subscribe button. It really helps us boost the channel and help the whole community. Thanks a lot and have a great one.